Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, I'm at the Christian cemetery. The point is that, just want to remind myself of death. Sometimes it's difficult, right? Sometimes your nafs take over, or your own ego, whatever, and you have to get out. And I've heard some great advice from one sheikh I listened to. He said, just go to a cemetery and just look around. You don't even have to contemplate. You don't even have to think deeply. Just look. And it does have an effect. Plus, there's some, bad spirits here, so you gotta make dhikr and stuff. But it's full on cemetery on a beautiful hill overlooking like mountains. And that's the final abode. There's a hadith for Prophet ﷺ that says that we should visit graves to remind ourselves of death. Doesn't matter if Christian, Jewish, whatever. Just you see the grave, you see the name, and you see when they died, the day of death, and you see how long they lived. So that's a reminder without much contemplation that, hey, I'm going. Basically, if you feel if you feel down, if you feel like your desires, your addictions are taking over, and you don't know what to do, you really just visit the graveyards, and you see it's empty. People don't like to visit it. People don't like the reminder. Crazy, right? And this is what I did in Prague, actually, before I became a Muslim, and before even interest in any religion. I used to walk the big graveyards in Žižkov. It's huge graveyards. And I used to walk and think about the purpose of my life in terms of my business. So I would look at what do I want to achieve? But I would walk around graveyards and think about oh, this is death right here. This is death. This person died at 20. This is a child. This is this. And you realize you're on top of thousands of dead bodies. That's the ultimate reality where you're gonna be. Just a name, not even a name, just some stone. And that's it, waiting for resurrection. And imagine when these people get out of graves, what's gonna happen to them. And the worst thing is, imagine the punishment that some of them are taking in the grave right now from the malaika. Imagine that punishment that's happening right now in the grave. It is the belief of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah that the punishment of the grave is real. So it's real, it's happening, it's just we don't see it. But imagine, around me, thousands of people potentially are getting punished. Not just because of shirk and kufr, maybe not because of that, maybe it's because of the urine. There's a hadith about that, but whatever. There's so much, So it's just subhanallah. Sometimes we don't think about, sometimes we are too far in the dunya, too caught up with our small little lives, and we think it's important what we do. Doesn't matter. This is where we are all heading. I mean, it's gonna be the final destination for us. It's inevitable. Not a single human being escaped being put in the grave. So you gotta think about what's true. What do I want my post life to look like? Post life in this dunya to look like? Because you have to make a decision. It's basically impossible to not make a decision. You can either be an atheist or an agnostic and just say, I don't believe in this, I don't believe in death or life after death. It's just dead bodies and that's it. Decaying bones. Life was useless. There's no meaning in life. And we just create our own reality. We don't have any objective meaning. There's no purpose. We just live here as for no reason. We just go and then we die. It's a great life, right? Great pitch. But you ask so how did this whole thing started? What happened? And they say, well, it's the Big Bang. And you say, okay, so how did that happen? How did Big Bang happen? And they say, well, we can't know everything, but one day we'll know. One day we will know for sure. And you're all right, so I gotta wait. So you're not sure. Anyways, the best thing is, check it out. This is the city center, and it has a concert. So there's a band playing, right after out of the city gates. It's the dunya is right there, and this is the reminder. This is a huge park. It's giant actually, and no one's here. That's reality, man. That is reality. Most people don't like to think about that. But yeah, the graveyards are a great thing. So if you are struggling, if you don't know what to do, it doesn't matter even if you're a Muslim. So there's two types of advice I have. One for the Muslim: if your iman is low, that doesn't mean it ended. It's just you're having a hard time connecting to Allah. You're caught up in the dunya. This is a simple thing. Like, you just Google map your closest cemetery and just go there alone. And just walk and do nothing. Just walk and spend 30 minutes there. That's it. It's gonna help you. Just do some dhikr and Surah Al-Baqarah, recite, and that's it. And for a non-Muslim, just go do the same. Just go and visit the graveyard and just think about death. Think about your life. Think about, like, this is temporary. Like, soon I'll be there. Like, I see some graves here. They're like from 1845, and the person like lived through Austria-Hungarian Empire. Like, the grave is older than the First World War. It's older than Second World War. It's older than communism. It's older than than Nazism. The grave has, and it's still there. And I can see it's still, like, it has this cross, and it's just a bit rusty, but it's still there. The grave still exists. So when I die, when you die, and we have, like, let's say some, I don't know what happens where I die, I don't know, because Islam is not recognized here, so I can't even die in this Darul Kufr. But if I die here and we have some land where we can be buried somehow Islamically, even that's impossible, inshallah we'll figure that out. I'll be probably there for hundreds of years, like, just chilling. Probably not chilling, scared, and hopefully I won't be punished in the grave, although I never know, because even Muslims will be punished in the grave. Some bad Muslims. So hopefully I can avoid that, but I'll just be like hundreds of years. Like, you don't know when Yom Kiyama is coming. It can be tomorrow, it can be 1,000 years from now. Even though we have all the minor signs here, you know, Isa alayhi salam is not here, Mahdi is not here, all those things are not here. So you never know. It can be 1,000 years, you're still in the grave, and some people go by like me and just record you on the phone, and it's embarrassing. And you can't do anything about it because you're just dead. You're not in the dunya anymore. So that's crazy, right? That's insane. Anyways, that's my advice. Assalamu alaikum.